I said, dude, if you just only had that one company, how easy would it be to like 5x that business? You'll sell someone who's wealthy on how much time you're going to save them. Brutal business truth number 2. You lack priorities, not information. Problems are easy to solve if you know what you're after, if you know what problem you're actually trying to solve. I'll tell you a story. So I was talking to an entrepreneur who's doing about 10 million a year, and that was between all of his companies. And we were talking, and they mentioned one, and then he mentioned a second, they mentioned a third, they mentioned a fourth. I was like, dude, how many companies do you have? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, you don't know? He's like, yeah, I have an Excel sheet. And so I was like, well, pull it up. And so he pulled up his Excel sheet, and he had like 56 companies that in total were making like $10 million a year. And obviously one of them was the biggest one that was doing like half of that revenue. And that was actually the company that I had heard of that he founded. And I said, dude, if you just only had that one company, how easy would it be to like 5x that business? He's like, oh my God, if I didn't have these other 55 companies, it'd be a joke. I was like, so if I waved a magic wand and that happened, you think you could do it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, then do it. You can wave the magic wand. You can end these other 55 partnerships so that you can do this one thing. And what's crazy is that a year later, I talked to him and he had done just that. He was like, dude, I like didn't sleep for 3 days after we talked because I was like, oh my God, that's it. So I see strategy as priority. It's prioritization of resources, right? You have unlimited options, but you have limited resources, time, money, people, etc. And so how you choose to allocate those resources against the unlimited options is your strategy. It is how you prioritize. And when you have one clear goal for one clear company, for one clear customer, the prioritization actually gets pretty easy. And so a lot of people keep looking for these unique insights when the reality is you don't even have a goal. Have you defined the problem that you're trying to solve? And most people haven't. And that ends up being usually the first question I ask someone. They're like, hey, I'm stuck with my business. And I just say, well, what's the goal? And then they say something. I say, well, what problem are you solving right now? And so if you can't clearly state current state, desired state, obstacle, you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You're not going to solve anything. You're going to do a lot of work, but you're not going to move forward.